Actually, I went to Yale because I wanted to stay out of the army. Those neighbours in Husland always said Yale was the only place where you can learn knowledge in Griffonia. And partially, they were right. Universities in Yale are the best, even in the past. Since the foundation of Griffonia Empire, the Duchy of Yeledom has always been able to focus on education. As when Loy Vasai of the Empire, the Kaiser, Grover I, was able to provide everything that Yeledom needed. In return, the Duchy of Yeledom should provide the Kaiser with the knowledge he required. With the aid of the Empire, Yeledom has become the most famous place for those students who would like to attain higher education. However, when Yeledom was keeping expanding its universities, local nobles were losing their wealth and power. The stubborn nobility couldn't keep the pace with the industrialization, and they had to sell their lands and titles to those universities in 878. In order to stabilize the empire's control over Yeledom, the Kaiser, Grover III, set laws to maintain the rule of nobles in name only, and gave the real power to the rector of Yale University, Borian Wiedengref. As one of the greatest minds in history, Wiedengref moved the capital from Yale City to Greenbach and even planned to establish the Great Archive, a tower that holds the greatest knowledge from all over the world. He was seeking for the paradise of knowledge and peace that's equally shared by every creature. However, his ideas were so ahead of time that everyone at the time took him as an heretic, and he was never able to even begin. 100 years later, when Kemeskai started the Republican Revolution, the Yale Empire fell into a turmoil. The nobles fled and Griffinau fell. The rectors in Yale found the opportunity to take all the power from the Duchy of Yeledom, and finally, the Rectorate of Yeledom was born. While the Republican Revolution almost destroyed the empire, it was time for Yale to make a choice. The rectors were having disputes about their future, to stand with the empire or follow the steps of revolution. Yale Rectorate was a nation ruled by the Rectorate's council, and the council will select a grand rector from all the rectorates as its delegate. As the oldest and the most famous rectorate in the nation, Yale University stands for ideology and philosophy. Though it is not the most developed, its political significance is irreplaceable. Its rector, Magnificus Mercutius, is the current delegate of Yale Rectorate. However, many students are losing faith in Yale University, since philosophers and ideologists cannot win the cannons and powders. Similar to these philosophers, the Sarushfal University are teaching social sciences, but has taken it into a different direction. The students here believe radical revolution changes are the only way to bring the utopia to the world. Everyone hates authority, class oppression, and lies made by rulers. Though Sarushfal lies in the body's southwest corner, the students will take any chance they can get to change the nation. First the Yale, then the world. But trust me, they are not the craziest. The universities that lie in the west are Bruma and Gamaya. Bruma is another university specialized in social sciences, but unlike Sarushfal, Bruma only believe in the strength of tradition. In their views, traditions are the power that can change everything, and they refuse any form of radical change. As for Gamaya, they actually have a different looking. Its biology studies are second to none, but maybe it is because it seeks for the purity of biology. Gamaya always pushes boundaries of ethics and put aside morality in the name of progress. Someone in Gamaya even tries to revive the dead, and some other griffons are trying to bring back the bodies. Besides, the idea of Boris is not as convincible as Boris himself. Father has told me not to communicate with those crazy geniuses. Fortunately, there are still some normal griffins in the Rectorate. As for the most popular universities in Yale Rectorate, they have to be Greenback, Greengate and Middenheim, which are also known as the Central Universities. They are not famous for their history, but their courses are very practical. Greenback is famous for medicine study, which is very popular among medical students in hospitals. Greengate has a strong talent in civil engineering. The students here can be the great inventors and builders. While there are so many students in Yale Rectorate, griffins in Middenheim School are always the richest. The economy studies in Middenheim are the most attractive courses all around the world, since money is everyone's friend. Though our first rector, Wiedengrave, once said, "Knowledge is power," bullets always speak louder than words. The only fortune is that we also have special schools who can defend our universities. They shall be the military academies of Clymar and Limburg. The School of Limburg was established in order to train soldiers for the Imperial Army. Their courses are developed from Griffinheim's School of Thought, which focuses on trenches, fortifications and well-prepared battle plans. Their traditional tactics are very useful in the past, but they also lack of knowledge about modern tanks and airplanes. However, it is the idea of massive army that makes some students start to believe in leftist ideals, that more must be done by everyone. The opposite of Limburg is Clymar, an academy specialized in modern warfare. Due to their close relationship with the changelings Krieg army, they value the use of artillery and armed vehicles. Experimental warfare and artillery engineering are the two important school of thoughts in Clymar. The former focuses on storm of panzers and the latter stands of massive artilleries. At last, after days of discussions between different rectorates, our leader Magnificus decided to stand with the Empire because of the fire of the Republican Revolution. But for now, he starts to rethink his decision. Grover V is dead. Tensions rise and the walls about unfold. Rector Magnificus tries to be neutral, but that is clearly impossible. A decision must be made. For Boris, for country and for Yale, we are not fighting for ourselves. We only fight for knowledge, for the future of Griffenkind. So, when the books are burned and all is dust, the Griffins will pay for what they've done.